Hello everybody, welcome back to KB here on YouTube. So we're kind of just getting into it here with this video. As you can tell, I am driving off. Well, my last video was, well, it was in a Volvo, and I had the winter mod on, but I decided to make a video to not make any more videos with that winter mod on. It's just causing just so much, causing frame rate to fall out. As you can tell, the performance is a little bit more better. Alright. So, I'm driving a DAF. So yeah, I figured I would try a different truck this time around. We are hauling used packagings from Sodertaje to Karlskrona. A relatively short journey, or a short job, really, because I'm trying to keep these videos down to a certain length. So, maybe, a couple videos down, maybe we'll make a little longer video. But, at the end of the last video, we were talking about cars, and I figure for this video I'll talk about cars a little bit more. Matter of fact, I was talking about a BMW 3 Series. For those that are new to this video, basically that's what we were watching. I was talking about. There's a car that I would like to own. It's a BMW 3 Series, and just how cheap there actually are nowadays, especially if you get like a 2000s one, an early 2000s. And then we were talking about wheels and tires. I'll emphasize a little bit more on the wheels and tires here. Now, I was talking about camber and tow settings for the car when you get a bigger wheel. As I was saying before, a 17-inch wheel is the optimum wheel that you can get, that you should use on a car. You should try to get them, you can go buy wheels on really any kind of website. I would say that what you would want to get is a 17 by 10 inches. That'll allow you to put a relatively wide tire on the car. And I was talking about the front tires have to be skinnier than the rear tires. Like, the optimum tire width for your front wheels would be a 235 or a 245 millimeter wide tire with on the front, we probably want to go with about a 40 millimeter depth. And we were talking about the rear, which need to be a little bit wider than the front, which actually will improve traction when you're going through cornering. I would say the max that you might want to go on a 10-inch wide wheel would be like a 275. That's about as wide as you would want to go. But that's a lot, though. It's pretty wide. That's 270 millimeters. Keep in mind that, in an inch it's 32 millimeters. I'm not going to do the math for you because I'm not that good at it. You guys can do the math. You can get a ruler. A standard 12-inch ruler, and you can get a good idea of what the widths are. But I was also talking about when you put wheels like that on your car, the tires like that you would have to get an alignment. Your alignment has to be redone for the wider wheel because you need less. Actually, you need less camber and tow because of the wider tires. And So that would help. That'll help, and that way you won't get camber shave. Which is where you have, if you have too much camber, it actually shaves the inside of the tire, which would really suck, and it makes your tires not last very long at all, and it pretty much just shreds them. Alright, and that's kind of the end of the tire kind of thing here. The next thing that a lot of people go for is exhaust modifications. Now, I talked about this in the last video. You don't want to get a fart can exhaust because you're not getting any performance out of it. If anything, you're losing some horsepower, and you're losing out on the torque. And what actually makes that fart can, that farting noise, is there's a resonator in there. Which if you actually look inside the muffler, you're gonna see a middle pipe in there with a bunch of holes in it, all around. And that's what happens. So the sound in there, that's what, that inside that fat can is what's responsible for that sound, that fart can sound that comes out. Now, you can go with a little bit more of an expensive option, which is a catback system. Free-flowing catback system, which what I mean is that it's a system that has valves that you can electronically open with a remote or a switch. And if you're doing normal driving, you would drive with the valves closed. And if you were going to a racetrack or doing some spirited driving on a back road, you would open up the valves and you would get that, F1 car sound. Because that's what it's like. I put a video on my channel way back. You can look for it. It's my neighbor's RX-8, which sits right in front of my apartment. He read that thing out. That thing has a catback system on it, and that sucker's loud. It's really loud. It's your standard 1.3 liter 2-rotor, rotary engine. But when you put an exhaust like that on a 4-cylinder car, you get an F1 kind of sound to it. And then when you get put it on a 6-cylinder car, you start getting a muscle car. You get like a kind of a muscle car sound out of it, which is really cool. And on a V8, man, it really, it's truly a much louder muscle car sound. Or even more expensive option is the full exhaust system, which, is pretty much the catback system with wider piping that goes all the way to the downpipes of the car. So that's pretty much really it with that. And then kind of it's not a popular modification that people do, or they don't really do it very often, is buying drilled and slotted rotors with some high temperature pads. And with the brakes, the exhaust, and the wheels. But you know what I forgot? I forgot with the rear wheels, the rear tires, right? I was talking about a 30, let's say a 40 millimeter, how did I say it was? Oh, depth. 40 millimeter. No, I think it's a lot more than that. I'm not sure. I forget what the sizing's like though, but a 40, you might want to do a 40 on the front and a 30 on the rear tire. See, I almost forgot that stuff. But yeah, you know, it's pretty good. And that's what I would do if I ever got a car. I would do that. Oh yeah, remembering to suspension wise, I did mention this in the last video. Don't cut your springs. Sure, it makes your car look low, you know, it lowers the car, but what it does is the lower your ride height is, the stiffer the springs have to be. And same with the shocks. The shocks, well, they're not really called shocks anymore, but they're dampers and springs. And the suspension has to be marginally stiffer. You know, that way when you go over bumps, you know, it doesn't, you don't get that extra bounce that you get. And when you cut your springs to lower your car, that's what happens. You know, when you go over a bump, you get a little extra, you know, the car bounces a little bit. Well, that's not very good. You don't want to do that. But I'm not going to really bore you anymore too much with cars. Maybe I'll talk more about cars in another video or something like that. Let's kind of get back to the game here. It looks like we're about halfway there. I'm halfway. Yeah, you know, we're almost there. Yeah, it looks like we're all on back roads this time, which is really cool. Yeah. And, well, you know what, I was also talking about maybe vlogging again a little bit. Definitely look out for videos like that for me. I certainly will do. I'm going to try to, I'm going to do my best to keep making these videos. I've pre-recorded some of my journeys here on Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I will make them into future videos. I got enough. I made a few videos that now I need to kind of work on editing the videos and doing the things for it. So that'd be pretty cool. And if you stick around on my channel, I think I might even do some Elite Dangerous on my laptop. You know, in this, you know, as far as I know, they didn't make Euro Truck Simulator 2 for console, so I'm doing this on my laptop. Yeah, it's pretty much it on that kind of thing. Definitely, I would say definitely stick around, because I'm going to try to do my best to make more videos for you guys so you can watch them. And yeah, you know, we'll see where we get here. It looks like I kind of overshot just a little bit here on this corner. So far it's been a smooth journey, no crashes at all. But not to say that there might be. I definitely mentioned in the last video that we're definitely gonna see some crashing. You know, and probably woo, excuse me, and talk about, you know, the AI in this game. You know, I said in the last video, yeah, I'll definitely keep complaining about that, because it just sucked here. It looks like, you know, I just wanted to check and see. Check real quick what we were doing. But alright, well, so we're back to this. Back to doing that. Looks like, oh yeah, another thing too, well, you'll definitely notice from this video, if you're watching it to this point, we've been doing a high-speed delivery kind of deal. These future videos I'm making with this, yes, I'm not going to be doing the speed limit. I will be driving as fast as the truck will allow me to, and the roads will. So we're doing a lot of high-speed deliveries. pretty much it's going to become a common characteristic of my videos. And you know, I used to mention this a lot in my videos, but I will mention it again here in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Give it a like. Help me build this channel. That way I can eventually, that way I can hopefully, when I get some money down the line, I'll be able to offer a better quality videos. Yeah, you can tell already if you've been watching to this point. I know I've been mentioning this a lot. The graphics aren't, I don't have my graphics settings set very high just because the laptop is not that capable. This game is supposed to be like a minimum of like 4 gigs. And my laptop is 4 gigs RAM. But as I mentioned before in the last video, this game's not really being able to use any of my, it's not using the full 4 gigs of RAM. I would say that there's about 1.5 gigs. The operating system itself is using 1.5 gigs of the processor, so we're only looking at maybe, probably looking at like 2.5 gigs worth of RAM that the game is able to use. Actually, I'm surprised that it looks like, we're running pretty smooth. But we might see, but we're definitely going to see, in my videos, you're definitely going to see some frame rate, freezing and stuff like that. But, like I said, you guys stick around, and these videos will get better, hopefully, in time. And, looks like we're almost at the end here. Ooh, looks like we got about 9 miles to go. So we're almost there. Oh yeah, if you haven't already, leave a comment. Give me some feedback on, feedback, also makes these videos a little bit better. And, let me know. We'll talk about, I'll talk about other topics and things like that if you want. You guys want to. And you'll get to know me a little bit more, and we'll talk more about a lot more stuff. And yeah. Here we go, just a couple more miles. There we go. Now we're down to 1 mile. There we go. Here we come. Oh, there you go. See? Some frame rate freezes in there a little bit. Computer's trying to catch up a little bit. And there we go, another excellent job.